That's right, folks. Welcome to KFTS Live. I am your host, as always, here to bring you progressive commentary, entertainment, and real stories. So, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we're here to cover a variety of topics from local and national level politics to pundit gossip and everyday nonsense. In addition to live streams, this channel also does protest coverage, interviews, video essays, mini docs, and exposes. So if you want to see more from this channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to support this channel, give the stream a like and leave a comment below. Ah, what the heck? And I'm hearing we have no volume here. What is happening? Let's give our audio a little testy test. It's saying I got volume over here. Any volume over there? Tell me in the comments. All right, so it looks like the vertical is messing up a wee bit here. So let me try to figure that out right quick. Da-na-na-na-na-na. All right, we good here? Am I in? Hmm. Well, damn. Technical difficulties here, folks. One moment. We'll be right with you. Are we in it? Now. No? What the heck? Huh. Oh, it looks like we have audio capture here. Oh, there we go. All right, we're live on the vertical as well as the horizontal, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's get into this stuff. Whoo-wee. All right. All right, so jumping right in, we got some New Hampshire news here for you. So this is by Granite Post. Instead of passing protections for abortion providers, the NH House advanced a bill to protect anti-abortion centers. Pretty messed up in my opinion. Here's a little bit more on that. Uh, let's see. Nearly 4 years since the fall of Roe v. Wade, New Hampshire remains the only state in New England without a shield law for abortion providers. Instead of protecting Granite State health care providers, the New Hampshire House majority has prioritized shielding private anti-abortion entities who may not even offer health care. And that was from Liz Canada, Advocacy Director of Planned Parenthood NH Action Fund. And what they mean by these anti-abortion entities is that there is basically a lot of these places will call themselves pregnancy crisis centers, and what they really are is a religious institution where they try to convince women to not have abortions for various reasons. They offer like free ultrasounds, and that's pretty much everything they do there is to guilt a woman into not having an abortion, being like, "Look, here's your baby," all that stuff. So, literally, no state funding should be going to any sort of like entities like that, especially if they are religious and not offering health care. It's kind of fraud, in my opinion, if you ask me. But here we go. HB 1416 moves protection away from clinics like Planned Parenthood and toward anti abortion centers, also known as crisis pregnancy centers, there. But Planned Parenthood health clinics follow medical guidelines, use licensed staff, and provide medically accurate information. And that's kind of what New Hampshire Republicans don't want to be out there. They don't want accurate information out there. They don't care about that. They literally would rather give, tax money to these religious organizations that do not provide health care than actually give it to these places, which do a whole lot more than abortion, I might add. Like that's like a very small percentage of what Planned Parenthood actually does. So it's kind of idiotic that they try to twist it and make it seem like that's the only service that they offer there. The center's HB 1416 would shield are not held to those standards, even when someone's health needs are urgent. Many are linked to Christian organizations with explicitly anti abortion ideologies. Critics say they purposely mislead and delay patients with deceptive advertising, misinformation, and stalling tactics. And that is all true, and that's all pretty much what I've been describing there. Planned Parenthood urges legislators to prioritize the voices of patients and providers over groups built to block abortion, which is really the least you can ask for something like this. In my very humble opinion here. But let me move on to our next topic here. Bill to end gun restrictions at New Hampshire colleges comes in for criticism at public hearing. And so these are the things that Republicans in New Hampshire are focused on. These are the bills that they think need to be passed in lieu of doing any sort of thing that would actually help, the working class of New Hampshire. So there is that. Let's check out some of this here article. Easy there. All right. A bill to bar state colleges and universities from curbing gun rights on their campuses. So that right there is kind of a rhetorical play. It's so they're going to bar state colleges from curbing gun rights on their campuses as if they were allowed there before, but now all of a sudden they're not, which is just not the case. But their curbing gun rights on their campuses drew a crowd on Concord Tuesday. Most came to fight the bill, including the president of the University of New Hampshire, students and from several state colleges, and multiple members of law enforcement. We are stunned that we are even here today talking about this, Durham Deputy Police Chief Jack Dalton said at a small rally before the bill's state Senate hearing. Hopefully, common sense prevails so we can move on in Durham. Yeah, literally, the Durham Deputy Police Chief is even calling this one out. It's like, really, guys? Like, really? Do we need guns in college campuses? Is that a thing that we need to, prioritize right now? Under the bill, anyone who is legally allowed to carry a weapon could do so on a college campus in the state without limit. Wonderful. The proposal is similar but more sweeping than laws already in the books in about a dozen states. Its backers say the bill, which cleared the New Hampshire House along party lines in February, will make campuses safer while honoring fundamental rights. So, yeah, guys, more guns, more safe. Just remember, if you ever, if you ever get confused, more guns, more safe. Just remember that. We want senators to understand they took an oath to defend the Constitution, said Representative Sam Farrington of Rochester, the bill's lead sponsor and a current UNH student. Huh. College students are adults and deserving of all their rights. It's like, all right, dude, but what are you gonna do with a gun at a college campus? Like, I don't believe there's any shooting ranges out there. I don't think you can do that specifically on a college campus. So what? Like, why bring it? I don't get it. The bill would block any college or university that accepts taxpayer funding of any kind from regulating firearms as well as non lethal weapons like pepper spray, stun guns, or tasers. Right now, UNH students are allowed to keep guns for hunting or target shooting, but must store them at the local police department. Okay, so the kids that lived on campus already could have guns, they just couldn't store them on campus. This bill would allow students to store weapons in their dorm rooms. Wonderful. According to several people who showed up for the hearing who manage college dormitories, the atmosphere there is already volatile enough. I mean, yeah, you could imagine. It's a college, a lot of different ideas being floated around. It's yeah, a lot of our incidents revolve around alcohol. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty big point right there, says Hans Hendricks, who has been a UNH resident hall director for 3 years. We see it every single week, and truly, I cannot say it enough. We don't need to add guns to the mix, or we don't need guns added to the mix. Yeah. Yeah, no, probably not. Don't have a bunch of fucking frat boys with guns in their dorm rooms. Maybe don't do that. That message was echoed by top college administrators who stressed that this bill goes further than similar policies in effect in other states. This would make New Hampshire unique, said UNH President Elizabeth Chilton. It would be the most liberal or the most conservative, depending on the way you look at it. It would be the most liberal or the most. According to Farrington, that was by design. This would be the best campus carry statute in the entire nation, he told lawmakers. All right. But the proposal's breadth appeared to be a sticking point with several senators. I'm a big gun person, but I do have concerns. Republican Senator Bill Gannon of Sandown said, noting that even U.S. military academies bar cadets from keeping guns. I am scared that institutions that really know weapons have chosen not to have it in their dorms. Yeah, yeah. So military cadets are not allowed to have guns in their barracks. But college is fine. I guess is what that's a pretty good point right there. I'd say from a Republican senator. Like, see, even some of the freaking Republicans are like, dude, what? This is insane. Like, why? Republican Senator Daryl Abbas, meanwhile, pushed Farrington about whether his bill should include provisions to allow colleges and universities to punish students from carrying weapons while drunk. That again, that's a weird framing to punish students from carrying weapons while drunk. That shouldn't be considered a punishment. That should just be considered common sense and just another reason to just not add guns to the mix in the first place. Like you're gonna have somebody going around checking people's like BAC fucking levels. Like, give me that gun. You're over the limit, sir. Like I'm sure that would work out well. Like what? Like how are they supposed to? Just don't put guns in fucking. Don't allow guns in colleges. Pretty easy. Just be like, nah. Yeah, seems to me pretty much a no-brainer, Abbas said after Farrington at first seemed to oppose the idea. It would support an amendment so long as it's carefully written that allows school to regulate that, Farrington said. Like, dude, no. Winning favor with the Senate Judiciary Committee, which is expected to vote on it later this month, will be the bill's first test. Republicans hold a 16-8 Senate majority, and this bill has 4 Senate co-sponsors. But Governor Kelly Ayotte, who has prioritized policies she says promote public safety, has yet to take a position on the bill. Well, I mean, she is a Republican, so I mean, more guns, more safe, right? Who knows? I guess we'll have to see. I really don't know. That's just wild. Tuesday's hearing attracted several dozen students to State House Plaza who held signs protesting the proposed bill. Emily Hunt, a student at the University of New Hampshire, said she felt safe on campus but was worried about making it easier for people to carry guns would change that dynamic. I spent all of my education, K through 12, being afraid of a school shooting, both for myself and for my loved ones, Hunt said, and I don't want that at college. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done with this one. But yeah, go check out NPR to read that full article. NHPR, excuse me. And just to kind of underline just how much these Republicans down in New Hampshire have lost their mind. We got this op-ed that was published in the Union Leader by Representative Alice Wade. Accountability is dead in the New Hampshire House, and I'm just gonna read some of this just because it kind of gives you a little tiny glimpse of the insanity going on over here. Besides that last article and some more things I'm probably going to bring up at this point. But yeah, things that used to end political careers overnight are a weekly occurrence in the New Hampshire House of Representatives these days, and yet the only ones receiving punishment seem to be the Democrats. Last week, Representative Travis Cochran of Ware replied to another representative's message about a karaoke event saying, we need a final solution for theater kids in politics. That representative was Jessica Grill of Manchester, who is also Jewish and was my seatmate at the State House for most of last year. This is far from Representative Cochran's first time making these sort of comments. He also made a request for State Representative Luz Bay from Dover, who was a naturalized U.S. citizen from the Philippines, to be deported. I happened to carpool to Concord with Luz as we're both state reps from Dover. These are his colleagues, fellow elected officials, and he has been making these threats against. Yeah. Yeah. So there's this Cochran guy, just saying all kinds of insane shit. Asking for the final solution to these theater kids. Like, wow, dude, that's so funny. Great joke you got there. Definitely not. Yeah. It's like it's pretty much just like open dog whistling at this point. It's like I'm gonna say the thing, but act like it was a joke, but it wasn't really a joke. But I just think it's so funny. Like, well, come on, guys, comedy is legalized. Uh, So here's some more comedy from this guy. In 2023, Rep. Cochran sent out a message encouraging more people to use the N word. We must all say or type the word in a public place as a declaration that the progs can't control our thoughts or our behaviors, even if we dislike the word. It just keeps going. Whoops. In any other year, with House leadership that had any kind of backbone, the governor would have called for his resignation. Instead, Governor Kelly Ayotte has been silent. The Speaker of the House, Sherman Packard, came out with a statement condemning the remarks, but no actual action has been taken to reprimand Cochran. And he's not the only one. So yeah, these people are just saying wild shit and just getting like zero consequences for it from their party because their party endorses this type of shit. It's like, I don't know. We shouldn't be surprised, but like you should be at the same time. You should kind of be like a little outraged about that, I would say. I mean, in January this year, screenshots were leaked from House group chat on education, where Representative Kristen Noble said, when we have segregated schools, we can add all the fun stuff, lol. Imagine the scores, though, if we had schools for them and some for us. Yeah, who is them and us? How strange. Who could she be referring to? It turns out Representative Noble is also the chair of the House Education Policy and Administration Committee. Also, I'd just like to point out real quick, does not have a college education, no sort of experience before running, but she's in charge of education now, just so you know. After this came out, there was an immediate public outcry, but her response was only to double down on her message while claiming that by segregating schools, she was referring to political segregation. So it would be fine if children of Democrats went to different schools than children of Republicans, apparently. So that's just super cool. We're just talking about segregation out here, saying that we should all be yelling the N word as to not let those damn progressives, and get the drop on them. I don't fucking know. I don't know why they think like that's a thing they should be doing. Besides, they're just a bunch of racist old fucks. But yeah. If you're interested in hearing more about this insane shit that they're doing, stay tuned. Go check out Alice Wade's article in the New Hampshire Union Leader, as well as keep an eye out for the hashtag NH Talk, like TikTok, but it's also on Instagram. So just kind of search for the NH Talk, and you'll find a whole bunch of stuff like this that's come up that a lot of other people are covering a lot more often than I do, that kind of stuff. So we're just going to move on from that. Oh, yes. UNH police chief resigns following DUI. And I just got to say, I just straight up did not know that UNH had a whole police department to itself. So that's just news to me. University of New Hampshire's police chief Stephen Lee has resigned 2 months after being arrested for driving under the influence in Portsmouth. Lee's resignation was effective April 1st, and his decision to resign came after the university notified him that it intended to terminate him according to a separation agreement obtained through a right to know request. So this guy, yeah, that's crazy. I feel like that people are not being held accountable when it comes to stuff like this because they're being allowed to just like retire, like besides the legal trouble he is actually in, it's just like, oh, still get to retire, still get like pension or whatever the hell. It's just wonderful. Like, how about some actual accountability and not letting them resign, but terminating them specifically. Don't give them the option. It's ridiculous. He believes that his transition from the university is the department's best interest, given the unfortunate event that occurred, Lee's attorney said. Lee, 50, was arrested in the early morning hours of January 22nd after an officer spotted his SUV swerving and nearly colliding with an 18-wheeler on Market Street in Portsmouth, according to police report. Yeah, so swerving and nearly colliding with an 18-wheeler. That shit's wild. Lee admitted to drinking downtown and said he was headed home, according to the report. The officer said Lee smelled of alcohol and noticed he had red, glossy eyes. He partially failed a series of field sobriety tests and declined to take a breathalyzer test. Well, I'm sure everything worked out for the best here. He has been on administrative leave since his arrest, so he's been on paid vacation since he's been arrested. Pretty cool. In February, he pleaded guilty to the DUI charge. So, oh my god! And this guy was only the UNH police chief since last year. Damn. So early in the career of the UNH police chief, just fucking shit up. Oh wow! But he's also worked full time in the department for nearly 2 decades. My god. Anyway, that's enough of that. Get out of here. Moving on to more international stuff. More national news, I should say, not internet. Still, Minnesota is investigating arrest by ICE of American man as possible kidnapping. And yeah, it is. It just straight up is. ICE agents forced Chong-Lee Scott, a longtime U.S. citizen with no criminal record, outside in just his underwear and a blanket in freezing conditions. And I'm sure there's pictures in here somewhere. Yeah, but if you've been paying attention to the stuff going on in Minnesota, this past year or so, you've probably seen this specific guy being hauled out. But yeah, this guy was just an American citizen, absolutely no right to go into his house and drag him out like that. There's like zero reason for them to do that. Guy was literally in his house, American citizen, just chilling. Just as a reminder to people who think like, oh, they're only going after the illegal immigrants. It's like, nope, just a regular ass American citizen. This could be anyone. Minnesota County is investigating the arrest of the man by federal officers that was captured on video as a potential case of kidnapping, burglary, and false imprisonment. And I hope this fucking goes through, but we'll have to see. I'm sure it's going to be a big to do, lots of appeals, this and that. We'll have to see. So, immigration and customs enforcement officers bashed open the front door of this guy's home at gunpoint without a warrant and then let him outside in his underwear and a blanket in freezing conditions. There are many facts that we don't know yet, but there's one that we do know, and that is that Mr. Tao is and has been an American citizen. There's not a dispute over that. There's no dispute that he was taken out of his house, forcibly taken out of his home, and driven around. Is that good law enforcement to take an American citizen out of their home and drive them around aimlessly, trying to determine what they can tell them? So it's from his lawyer. Sorry, I didn't read that part. But yeah, this is just wild. DHS, which oversees ICE, has refused so far to cooperate with other state and local investigations into the killings by federal officers of two U.S. citizens in Minneapolis during the Trump admin's immigration crackdown. Pretty sure everybody remembers those two. Troy said they're trying to determine whether any crimes were committed that they could prosecute under state or federal law. And it's like, yes, all of those things you listed, those are very specific things that you can prosecute people for. So there you go. Agents eventually realized I was a longtime U.S. citizen with no criminal record, he said in an interview with the Associated Press in January. They returned him home to his home after a couple of hours. So what the hell were they even doing with this guy for a couple hours? There's also been a lot of crazy horror stories about people being detained and then being dropped off out in Minnesota in the middle of the fucking woods, or just like miles or states away from their actual homes. So there is that too. So I hope they are able to proceed with some kind of, criminal charges against them. But I guess we'll have to see. I'm going to have to keep an update on that one. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the scoop by Axios. Trump discussed Jesus meme with Bill Pulte before posting it, sources say. So everything's fine. Everything's fine, you guys. He discussed it with Bill. Don't worry about the picture where Trump is Jesus, Dr. Jesus, excuse me. I myself have never seen a doctor dressed like that, but maybe they do over at Walter Reed. Maybe this is like the standard, doctor uniform out at Walter Reed. Could be. Before President Trump posted an image of him as a Christ-like healer, he discussed the meme with his controversial housing finance chief, Bill Pulte. Okay. What? He discussed it with his housing finance chief. All right. Dude, the people that are supposed to be doing different things in the admin are just completely ass backwards. Like Stephen Miller, chief of staff, is basically in charge of like immigration policy at this point. You got the housing finance chief giving, religious advice to President Trump. Shit's all crisscrossed backwards. Marco Rubio's not involved in this, the war going on. I don't understand. Why give these people titles? They're not going to do the actual job. Oh, we gotta see why it matters. Hold on, guys. Trump's Truth Social post Sunday night drew such a fierce backlash from Christians that he pulled it down. An extremely rare move for him. But the mystery of who may have helped introduce the meme to him wasn't clear. Until now. Uh, Pulte declined to comment, as did the White House. Yeah, okay, this is crazy. Like, do we really need a behind the scenes of this, like, demented shit that he posts? I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with no, we don't. But, there's actually another update to this story as well, you know? Very important to go over the updates to the stories that matter to America. It's not the ICE crackdown. It's not the various wars and the genocide that we're funding. It's this.
Today, the Pope in the African nation of Cameroon, with an authoritarian leader, a contested election, and an ongoing civil war, the country paused for the papal visit.
Although we have different beliefs, we have different ways of worshiping, we have different ways of living.
So this video is about the Trump beef with the Pope. By the way, I forgot. I thought they'd more go into it like toward the beginning, but no. But so stay tuned here.
We can live together in peace.
The first American Pope preaching peace aboard the papal plane today, not mentioning President Trump by name.
The papal plane? That's dope. He's got the Pope mobile on the papal plane. It almost sounds like paper plane. Like he's riding the paper airplane. All right.
As Trump continues his attacks against him. And today, another image reposted to President Trump's social media account showing Jesus embracing the president.
Yeah, so everything's fine. All is forgiven. Jesus has forgiven him, as as you can see. So I mean, I guess beef over, which is so funny that. So literally, the Pope goes out and like tweets or posts or whatever the hell they post online or whatever, saying like, "Hey, war is bad actually," and and Trump took that personally, I guess, because he just went on a huge screed, and now I guess there's just like a President v Pope feud going on now. But as you can see, he is forgiven, so. There is that, I guess. I don't know if the Pope will be as forgiving. We'll have to see.
Earlier this week, Trump removed an AI-generated photo depicting him as a Jesus-like figure. And in a late-night post, Trump writing, "Will someone please tell Pope Leo that Iran has killed at least 42,000 innocent, completely unarmed protesters in the last 2 months?"
Wow. How interesting. Like a government kills protesters and therefore a country should invade. I think that's a great idea. Somebody tell Canada immediately.
And that for Iran to have a nuclear bomb is absolutely unacceptable.
Which is another funny sentence as well. Well, portion of the sentence, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, Iran never had a bomb, never has tried to build a bomb. Probably should have. Probably should now at this point as like a deterrent. Honestly.
Vice President J.D. Vance.
Which also, you know what? That before we move on, that also brings up this quote that I'm probably gonna misquote or whatever. But so how does it go? So the big thing is everyone's saying Iran has nukes, right? Iran has nukes. We have to go in and stop them. Iran has nukes, and it's like, all right. So there's other despot countries with dictators that like to murder their people. So why don't we just go invade North Korea instead? And it's like, whoa, what are you crazy? They have nukes. It's like, all right, well, okay.
At a Turning Point USA event yesterday, telling the Pope he should be more careful when talking about theology.
In the same way that it's important.
Yo, I think that was a threat. Did you hear? Dude. We all know fucking J.D. Vance killed the last Pope, and he literally he just threatened to do it again. Rewind this. Hold on. Everyone remember this moment.
Absolutely unacceptable. Vice President J.D. Vance at a Turning Point USA event yesterday, telling the Pope he should be more careful when talking about theology.
In the same
You better watch your fucking mouth, Pope. You don't know about JD the Pope killer, bro.
way that it's important for the Vice President of the United States to be careful when I talk about matters of public policy, I think it's very, very important for the Pope to be careful when he talks about matters of theology.
Bro, this guy's telling the leader of the fucking Catholic Church to, like, be careful when they're talking about theology, as if that's not a thing that these kind of people have studied their entire life. Mister, I just joined the Catholic Church within the past, like, 3 years, J.D. Vance over here. But he's gonna tell the Pope what's good, all right, guys? He's gonna tell the Pope how to Christian harder.
Vance is the nation's highest-ranking Catholic politician. The Pope has said he is not afraid of the Trump administration or of speaking the gospel.
He should be.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if everyone knew about the reference that I was saying, why I was saying J.D. Vance murdered the Pope. But yeah, the Pope, the last one, died like literally within a day of meeting J.D. Vance, I believe. So that's good. That's good stuff. Oh, and so going back to that other story real quick, there was a video clip on that I wanted to share.
There are many facts we don't know yet, but there's one that we do know, and that is that Mr. Tao is and has been an American citizen. And you can ask yourself, as you look at those pictures, is that good law enforcement take an American citizen out of their home and drive them around aimlessly trying to determine what they can tell them?
I think it's important to be clear that we, as the state of Minnesota, have a sovereign immunity under the 10th Amendment of the Constitution to be able to enforce and investigate criminal violations of state law. And to that end, we aim to do that.
We are going to be dogged in our pursuit of the truth. And so that means utilizing every available avenue of truth finding and accountability. I also want to make it very clear that we are not going to let this go.
And I wish them success. All right, back to the stupid. Let's see.
Which leads me finally.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yep. So this video here is called, Did Pete Hegseth Recite a Pulp Fiction Prayer at Pentagon Prayer Service? Spoilers. Yes.
To a prayer that I'll read, which was also handed to me a couple of days ago, delivered from the lead mission planner of Sandy 1. Sandy 1 were the A-10s that were a part of the daylight rescue mission of 44 Alpha, Dude 44 Alpha out of Iran. And if you know anything about
Talking about the, disastrous mission that they, sent in a bunch of people and got a bunch of their, the equipment destroyed, going to pick up the pilot and gunner that went down in Iran. But anyway, that's not the point of this. That you just wait.
about Sandy's, their job is to bring those A-10s and put them in between the enemy and that down pilot. And so their job is to literally sacrifice themselves for someone else. And in Iran, in contested territory, that's exactly what they did. They call it Caesar 25:17, which I think is meant to reflect Ezekiel 25:17.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized, sort of fits this occasion. Ezekiel 25:17.
The path of the downed aviator
The path of the righteous man
is beset on all sides
is beset on all sides
by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men.
by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men.
And I will strike down upon thee with
And I will strike down upon thee with
great vengeance and furious anger,
great vengeance and furious anger.
Like, dude, if you're gonna steal from a movie where the line is said by Samuel L. Jackson, like, you can't be coming with this weak fucking shit, dude. And like, he literally pulled this because it was in Pulp Fiction and he thought it was, like, a real verse, which it is not. I must stress. I cannot stress this enough, but this is not real Bible verses. Just gotta say.
those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother.
Those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
And you will know my call sign
And you will know my name
is Sandy 1
is the Lord.
when I lay my vengeance.
When I lay my vengeance.
Yeah, Sandy 1, I just gotta say, doesn't have quite the same weight as, like, you know, the Lord when you say, when you insert it in that way. I just gotta, all right. Woo.
Is the Lord.
When I lay my vengeance.
When I lay my vengeance upon thee.
And amen. So it's this.
So fucking wild. Our government is run by fucking clowns. The United States is a circus. Good lord. Whew. Yeah. No, I just gotta throw in some things to be a little entertaining after, you know, reading all of this garbage going on. Speaking of the kind of entertaining things, I don't know who the hell is doing this, but people, whoever the hell is Joe Biden's handlers, need to fucking cut the shit. Leave this old man alone. Stop sending him out places to talk at places. He can't do it. He can't fucking do it. Stop. So here's Joe Biden making another little Biden gaffe. We'll see what's happening here. Cool. Do we have any volume here? I don't know what's going on with that. Hold on.
Come here. Come here.
All right.
Mr. Chairman and Chancellor-elect Dean, and by the way, I always want to turn around to one guy and say, Barack, what are you doing? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
You might think to yourself, what's weird? He's just calling for Barack Obama to go up there. Come on, Barack.
I feel like he should be standing.
Hold on a second. That is an imposter. I don't believe that's the real Obama.
Right now, I should be standing to the left. Hey, you just look at Barack? Anyway.
Doesn't it look like Barack? Bro, put this man in a fucking nursing home. Stop it. Whoever's doing this, please. Just let it, just don't. Just stop. Stop it. Stop.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
Like, he is really insistent. He's like, no, you come here. I know you're Obama. You can't lie to me, Jack.
I feel like he should be standing to the right and I should be standing to the left. Hey, you just look at Barack? Anyway, as I say, you've done good, fella.
Well, you know, I tried.
You done good, feller. Whoever you are. Great job. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, so here's a little fucked up thing. CNN investigation, Gazelle, Pellicott case was just the tip of the iceberg. So this is some international news here. So this is going out of the UK, I believe. Really fucked up. 2024 mass rape trial of Dominique Pellicott and 50 other Frenchmen shocked the world. We didn't hear about this over here because, you know, that's just stuff that's going on over there, right? The father of 3 was found guilty of drugging and raping his wife, Gazelle, over a 10-year period and inviting other men he met online to rape and abuse her as well. After a 16-week trial, Pellicott was sentenced to 20 years in prison, which is kind of light. I just have to say, insane. It was a case so shocking that one would be forgiven for assuming this type of sexual abuse is rare. However, a new investigation by CNN journalists has found that Pellicott was far from alone in his depravity, and this type of abuse is widespread online. Which right there brings us from a international slash local story to a worldwide story, because this is a thing that happens online. So I feel like more people should know about this type of fucked up thing that's going on. The Pellicott case is just the tip of the iceberg, says Van Dorn, who, alongside Kennedy, spent months infiltrating websites and invite-only chat rooms where these types of crimes were discussed openly. One particular group on Telegram, which the journalist managed to join, had more than 1,000 members discussing what is known as sleep content. It's a dark and disturbing brotherhood. They are encouraging each other. They are swapping tips on how to drug and rape women. Van Dorn tells podcast presenter, yeah. But yeah, this is a fucked up thing that's going on right now, and I feel like more people should know about this. Pretty much the only place that you can find out about this is in this link that I found in the Irish Times. So definitely go and check this whole article out. There is a video on it on CNN, but, you know, this video is unavailable, not in our country, because, you know, I don't know, I guess just not important enough for U.S. watchers. I hate copyright. I don't understand how it works. I don't get why they need to, like, negate the news in that kind of way. So this was also a thing I did find out about it. This is from CNN. So yeah, warning: reports of details of sexual assault. I probably should have given you a warning earlier, but there is that. Warn now. This whole thing is kind of messed up too, in a little bit of way. I think it's like a PowerPoint presentation about some fucked up shit. But I guess, you know, if it makes, you know, helps people remember and learn about this better, like, I guess that's all right. This is Piotr. He lives in Poland with his wife, who is in her 40s. He's not showing you his face or his real name. But we can show you the messages he sent us. What he says he is doing to his wife is a crime. Posing as a user, we found him on a private group, one of many on the messaging app Telegram. At any hour, men from around the world gathered on the ZZZ group to swap advice on drugging and then filming the sexual assault of their partners while unconscious. The abuse shared via video and pictures in this group of nearly 1,000 users was treated as a commodity. So, you know, they were swapping these, you know, rape video and pictures, apparently. But for survivors, including 3 who spoke to CNN for this story, the consequences are devastating. Like, yeah, I'd imagine so. Exposing a global rape academy. In shocking group chats, men encourage one another to drug and assault their wives and swap tips on getting away with it. Yeah. Oh, now it's letting us into the actual article. Well, there we go. So I'm going to be linking this article as well as a few of the other ones that I've gone over on here so that everyone can check these out, because I think this is kind of important. I don't want to go over this entire thing in detail right now because I'm doing a kind of shorter stream today, but yeah, pretty messed up stuff that I think people should definitely be aware of, that this type of thing is happening online. It could literally be anywhere. So, yeah, just stay woke, I guess, and all that. Back, you know, back when that wasn't a bad thing to be, I guess. I don't know, go to sleep or something. I never understood that. I don't get why people are anti-woke. They're like, nah, man, I'd rather not be paying attention to anything. Like, all right, dude. But anyway, I think that'll do it for me this year's session. we'll be back pretty soon. I got a lot of stuff coming up. We got some new videos we're working on. I got an interview I'm pretty excited about that I'm gonna tell you guys about next time I go live. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe it'll be out before then. Who knows? But definitely tune in next time you see this live. I'll be posting some new content later. All that I already said that. That's all right. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And yeah. See you guys later. Peace out.